Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, An Afternoon When Tama Just Wanted to Rest. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't and oppose. Like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. The afternoon arrived without any announcement, the way gentle afternoons usually do. Sunlight slipped softly through the curtains, landing in warm rectangles on the living room floor. Outside, the street hummed with distant motorbikes and faint voices, but inside the house, everything slowed down. This was the kind of afternoon that didn't ask for plans or productivity. It only asked to be felt. Tama noticed it immediately. Tama was my dog, medium-sized, soft brown fur, ears that slightly drooped when he was sleepy, and eyes that always looked like they understood more than they could say. That afternoon, Tama didn't run to the door, didn't bring his favorite toy, and didn't circle the room looking for attention. Instead, he stretched his front legs forward, yawned widely, and let out a small sigh, as if the day itself had made him tired. He walked slowly toward his favorite spot near the window. It wasn't anything special, just a corner where the sunlight warmed the floor and the breeze carried quiet smells from outside. Tama curled himself into a neat circle, tail tucked close, chin resting on his paws. His breathing became slow and steady, matching the rhythm of the house. I sat nearby with a cup of tea, watching him. Normally, Tama followed me everywhere. If I stood up, he stood up. If I moved, he moved. But today he stayed where he was. He opened one eye briefly to check that I was still there, then closed it again, satisfied. There was something deeply peaceful about that moment. Tama wasn't bored. He wasn't sad. He was simply resting, fully present in his need for calm. He trusted the afternoon to hold him. He trusted the house. And he trusted me. Occasionally, a sound from outside would reach his ears, a passing bicycle, a bird calling from a tree. His ears twitched, but his body remained relaxed. The world could wait. For Tama, this afternoon was not about doing. It was about being. As I watched him, I realized how rarely I allowed myself to do the same. Time passed quietly. The clock on the wall ticked, but it felt less important than usual. I moved gently around the house, careful not to disturb Tama's rest. Each small sound, the kettle clicking off, a page turning, felt louder in the stillness. At one point, Tama shifted slightly. He rolled onto his side, legs stretched out, exposing his belly to the air. It was a sign of complete comfort and trust. His tail thumped once against the floor, not enough to wake him fully, but enough to remind me he was happy. I sat down on the floor near him. I didn't touch him. I didn't call his name. I simply sat. After a few moments, Tama opened his eyes again and looked at me. There was no excitement in his gaze, only calm recognition. His eyes seemed to say, "You're here. That's enough." And it was. In that quiet, I began to notice things I usually ignored. The way the light slowly shifted across the room. The soft dust floating in the sunbeam. The faint smell of soap on my hands. Tama's breathing, rising and falling like a gentle tide. Tama taught me something without trying. He didn't need entertainment. He didn't need constant stimulation. He understood when his body and mind needed rest, and he honored that need without guilt. Later, when he woke up, he didn't jump up immediately. He stretched slowly, one leg at a time, as if savoring each movement. He walked over to me, leaned his head against my knee, and stayed there. No barking, no demands, just quiet companionship. I scratched behind his ears softly. Tama closed his eyes again, leaning into my hand. It felt like a conversation without words, one where neither of us needed to explain anything. In that moment, the house felt warmer, kinder. It felt like a shared space, not just between a person and a dog, but between two living beings choosing to slow down together. That afternoon with Tama stayed with me long after the sunlight faded. In a world where humans are constantly rushing, chasing goals, schedules, and expectations, we often forget that rest is not laziness. Tama reminded me that rest is a form of care, both for ourselves and for those we love. Animals live honestly with their needs. When they are tired, they rest. When they feel safe, they relax. They do not pretend to be strong when they are exhausted, and they do not feel guilty for taking quiet moments. Tama showed me that respecting these natural rhythms creates trust and harmony, not only between humans and animals, but within ourselves. From that day on, I learned to pause more often, to notice when my body feels heavy, when my mind feels crowded, and to allow myself moments of stillness. I also learned to listen more carefully to the animals around me, to recognize when they need space, calm, or simple presence instead of control. The bond between humans and animals grows strongest in these quiet moments. By offering patience, understanding, and shared rest, we build relationships rooted in respect and kindness. Tama didn't just rest that afternoon. He taught me how to live more gently in the world, alongside all living beings.